MAGA comes to talk, and I am heading off to the radio station. You know, the title of this video is what I want to talk about right now. And that's a great quote. America's long national nightmare is over. If you're not familiar with that quote, I know a lot of you are. And some of you might be familiar and you're not quite exactly sure where it came from, or you might have never heard it before. But when the deep state removed the president and vice president from office, I'm talking about Spiro Agnew and Richard Nixon, which were deep state operations that they were trying to run against Trump but failed. And when they made Gerald Ford President Ford, president for 18 months, never elected to even vice president. I mean, he was worse than Kamala, right? President Ford, when he addressed the nation, he said America's long national nightmare is over. Well, there had just been a coup, a deep state coup. But right now with President Trump, it is a very true statement that America's long national nightmare is over. And all the crap that we've been dealing with, this DEI, Invasion USA, all of this, these hardcore, heterophobic and racist on MSNBC, the list goes on. This was all born out of Obama. And it was the attempt at Obamification of America. And I remember Dinesh D'Souza during the Obama years, this is before Obama sent him to prison, Dinesh D'Souza and others talked about how Obama and his father were very much against colonialism, and they had this problem with colonialism, and people at the time, most people thought, well, that meant European colonialism in Africa. Maybe it meant that for Obama's father, but what it meant for Obama was America. These people on the radical Marxist left, which Obama has been their leader, although he was handed such a big defeat, he's done now so far as being a leader, but they wanted to end America's dominance in America. There's this jerk on CNN, Fareed Zakaria. When in the Obama years, he had a book out, which was like his fantasy. It was called The Post-America World. And Obama had a dream, and it was it was a world without America. So they came up with all of these things to divide us. DEI, men and women's sports, the invasion of the United States, all this stuff that's been going on. I mean, and what has happened with the return of our favorite president and the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, is all of that has been not just defeated, overwhelmingly rejected by the American people. So America's long national nightmare is over. And, you know, I've been talking a lot over the last week or two about how we should never question Trump. I stand by that. Trump knows what he's doing. He's had a couple of picks that some people don't like, MAGA people don't like. There's some people that are strong MAGA that are being critical of Trump, of picks. And I have often said this. Before Trump started the second campaign, I said when Trump runs the second time, I was talking about this before the campaign even started, he is going to bring people on board that you may not like, that I may not like, that we may not understand, that as a group we may have a lot of very serious, legitimate concerns about. But Trump knows what he's doing. He sees a big picture that we will maybe never see. And what we were about to lose if Kamala Harris, Willie Brown's home-wrecking girlfriend and resident wino, if Kamala Harris would have won this election, Obamaism would have destroyed this entire country as we know it. They were about to wipe out our culture. You know, the first time the hardcore radicalism of Obama was exposed was by James O'Keefe when he did the Acorn video. If you remember, I mean, that goes way back. But Acorn, which James O'Keefe exposed, remember the pimp and hooker thing that he exposed them on? Obama was going to have Acorn do the census, in charge of the entire United States Census in 2010. And, you know, the census is how the federal government does almost everything. Congressional districts are reapportioned based on it. Almost all federal funding. I mean, the whole government, the federal government revolves around the census. And James O'Keefe stopped Acorn from having the census, and he really saved. That was the beginning, but you know, but that was really a saving moment. But I'll give you an example about America's long national nightmare being over. A few examples as I'm talking to you now. America's 250th anniversary. President Trump announced he wants to have a year-long celebration of America. He'd like to do it at the Iowa State Fair. Wherever it is, I don't know. I mean, I'd like him to do it in Florida where the weather's good all year. But it's going to be the 250th celebration of America, a year-long event. And I'm going to go to that no matter where it is. That's amazing. You know, I remember the bicentennial. And now we're halfway to America's tricentennial. So I want you to think about this. Regardless of who won the election, America's 250th birthday would be coming up. Trump is going to spend a year of national celebration, celebrating the greatness that is America. What would our 250th birthday celebration have been if this wino drunk Kamala Harris had won? It would have been an apology for America. Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow and these lunatics with all their DEI and all this stuff, they would have spent America's 250th 4th of July celebration talking about what a disgrace this country was and apologizing for it and handing out reparations to the world and all this crap. That's just one example. But you look at what President Trump did yesterday. He told Hamas, if the hostages are not released by Inauguration Day, that's it for you. That's it. That's what Americans want. A badass, kick-ass president with BDE who doesn't screw around. We're very lucky to be living through this period with Donald Trump. We are. It's spectacular. It's a beautiful thing. You know, there's endless apology for America, and the liberals that have been organizing this invasion of our country to wipe out our country as we know it, wipe out our civilization, would have been successful. If the Democrats would have won, the 25 million illegals that are here, that would be nothing. It would be 100 million in the next 4 to 8 years if Trump had not won re-election. I mean, look what happened yesterday. It came out that the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, contacted the Trump administration. He wants to have a sit-down with border czar Tom Homan. I mean, think about it. Look at the change in this country. You know, the Democrats and their viewpoints are such these radical views of the Democrats. These aren't Kennedy Democrats. These are lunatic, Obama Marxist. Their views are very unpopular. They're overrepresented in media. They're overrepresented in academia and a lot of places where they have a big presence. So, you know, it seems like they're popular. But if you look at the election map, not only did Trump win the popular vote, not only did Trump win the battleground states, not only did he flip a whole bunch of counties and turn them red in California and in New York, the only states, Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk pointed this out on X a few days after the election. The only states that Democrats won, and this is a fact, you can look this up in this election cycle, the only states that Democrats won in this election nationally are states that do not require voter ID. I don't have to explain to you the significance of that. Think about that. What does that tell you about the popularity of these wackadoodle ideas? Now, MSNBC, in broadcasting, I've worked at a lot of radio stations, and I have seen a lot of people on the air, and this is true on television as well as radio, that are fired for whatever reason. And word came down a couple weeks ago that MSNBC is being sold by Comcast. They're all going to be fired, even though they signed this deal with Rachel Maddow, that, believe me, the new owners will not have to keep that deal. The reason Comcast signed that deal, have basically been told they're fired. And what MSNBC has done that is unprecedented, they've told these people they're going to be fired because it's being sold off, and they're keeping them on the air. So they're becoming completely unglued. When television and radio stations fire people, they don't let them on the air after they've been fired because they lose control of them. They don't, they don't care anymore. They don't care about their bosses, and they get crazy on the air. So there's some meltdowns going, in particular from Joy Reid. And as time goes on, it's going to be worse. Same with The View. The View's on life support. Everyone knows The View in its current form, at least with these old biddies in that coven, are going to be gone. So what's happening? They're getting more and more outrageous each and every day because of it. So these meltdowns will be fun to watch. But it's a new day in America. It's morning in America. America's long national nightmare is over. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. You will most definitely want to subscribe. I'll be on the air, on the radio in about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, and I'll be taking live calls on the next stream. If you want to join in on that stream, it's already up. The thumbnail is Trudeau, about making Canada the 51st state. A lot of liberals probably already think there are 51 states because they're stupid. That's why they're Democrats. And I'm going to talk about the significance of that on the next stream, not now, because there's some important things to say about it. But this country was on the edge of being wiped out from the face of the earth. Oh, my goodness. Well, well, well. Let's see here. That was very strange, what I just passed. Anyway, what we just survived is a beautiful thing. And this pardon that Joe did of Hunter, which I talked quite a bit about yesterday, I'm so glad he did that, because it highlights the type of people that have been running this country. This country has been run by gangsters, criminals, outlaws. I mean, look, right now, Biden has a grandmother in prison doing time in a federal prison because she was praying in front of an abortion clinic. and his son gets a 10, 11-year blanket pardon for any crime he may have committed, known or unknown, but there's a woman in federal prison for praying in front of an abortion clinic? What does that tell you? What the hell does that tell you? I hope President Trump pardons that grandma. I'm sure he will. He knows about it. Trump knows everything. It is 55 degrees in sunny South Florida. Pretty cold for us. Actually had my winter jacket on, which is pretty thin compared to what you guys may have. But the heat in the car is so good, I took the jacket off. It's going to be about 70, 72 today, high. Weather's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I mean, this constant trashing of our country by the left, by the media, by academia, those days are over. There's going to be a lot of accountability. That's why Trump's cracking down on the Department of Education. He's going to get these school districts around the country in line. If you want to teach students in your state schools that America's an outlaw nation based on slavery, fine, do it, but you're not going to get any federal funding to do it. You're going to get cut off. Let's see how these left-wing lunatics promote their liberal crap in the public schools when there's no federal funding coming their way. Just like Canada, just like Mexico. I mean, look what happened. You know, it's being reported today that the president of Mexico, contrary to what she's saying publicly, the president of Mexico just broke up 2 caravans of illegals that were heading towards America, marching towards America to invade us. She broke them up, busted them up, stopped them. Because Trump told her how it is. If you don't do it, 25% tariffs on everything. Amazing. That's what we need in a president. A real leader. I mean, that's it. Not this BS that's been running this country. I mean, other than Trump's first term, every president we've had has been conning us to a certain degree, except Ronald Reagan. I'm talking about Clinton, Bush, Obama. All of them. Ford, all of them. Jimmy Carter, corrupt, all corrupt. Corrupt, do-nothing sellouts. Except Trump, followed by Reagan. Not so much traffic yesterday. Yesterday, the road was packed. Today, not very much traffic. The first Monday back after a holiday is always a rough day for people. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to support my channel, of course, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Do your Christmas shopping. Plenty of time to order from mypillow.com in time for Christmas. You know, one thing that I do, if you have recipients that don't live where you live, you can actually send your MyPillow products, whenever you buy them, to them directly. I do that all the time. And with my promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, you'll save 80% on top MyPillow products, and it's free shipping on orders over $75. And every time you make a purchase using my promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com, not only are you supporting Mike Lindell and MyPillow and all of that great MAGA work that he does, you're supporting me and all my content, so it's greatly appreciated. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com. All right, huge savings and free shipping on orders over $75. Yeah, so this these left-wing lunatics, their reign is over. You know, you listen to these never-Trumpers. I mean, they don't understand these Democrats. This endless discussion on why they lost. They don't understand. They'll never understand, which is good. We don't want the Democrats to figure out why they lost. But another thing, other than the pardon of Hunter, another thing that's really exposing the Democrats is all this money that the Kamala campaign was embezzling from the campaign, over $1 billion. James Carville and other Democrats are talking about auditing Kamala's campaign spending. Can you imagine? I'm dying to know how much these celebrities have gotten paid. In particular, Harrison Ford did that strange video. Nothing could convince me Harrison Ford was not paid to do that. He does so much crap for money. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, that obscene Star Wars movie that he came back in, Rise of Skywalker, all that BS. You know, he hasn't been a big movie star in a long time, and actors aren't getting residuals like they used to because of the streaming. And he's got an expensive lifestyle with all of his planes and everything. I would not be surprised if he was paid $1 million or more, Harrison Ford, to do that video for Kamala. You know, the campaign money, it was just as corrupt as this Ukraine spending. The Democrats know no other way. Wait till these things start getting released. You know, there was one big Democrat financial scandal, Bankman-Fried with his crypto. Remember, Zelensky bought, I want to say, was it $100 million worth of Bankman-Fried's crypto? And then Bankman-Fried donated over $30 million to the Democrat midterm election funds. So that's money laundering. Biden, Kamala, and Pelosi give this unlimited money to Zelensky in Ukraine, and he's buying crypto from Bankman-Fried, $100 million in crypto, and then Bankman-Fried donates over $30 million to the Democrats' midterm election funds? Come on. That is money laundering. And everybody knows it. The Democrats have been doing so much crime. They've done so many crimes that they don't even remember that they've done them. Those days are over. Over. And that's a good thing. Now make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. I'm going to sign off, but I'll be back in about an hour on the next stream. So that chat is active, even though the stream hasn't started yet. It's with the thumbnail of Trudeau about the 51st state. So you can hop over in that chat room and chat amongst yourselves until I go live in a little bit. My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks, everyone, for watching.